Welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about why your butt is not growing, as well as just some tips to help fill it out and round it out. So I know that a majority of these videos on YouTube or are like exercises and things like that, so I wanted to kind of do something different. So my next video is going to be some really good butt exercises. But as far as this one, this is just going to be more of like logistics and just like straight like facts that you guys should know if you're trying to grow your butt. Also, my dog did have puppies and they really like to talk. So if you hear like little squeakings, small little barks in the background, that's them. They're so cute. If I can insert a video of them, I'll do it. If it'll let me. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so I have all of my notes here that I want to talk about. So the very first one is, please stop squatting your life away. So squats are really good, however, they aren't a glute isolating or main glute activating exercise. It is better for your quads. However, depending on the position and the form that you do take when you do squats, it can be beneficial for your butt, but overall it is a quad emphasizing exercise. So if you're constantly squatting, you're gonna get really bulkier, thicker, stronger thighs, which is good. But if you're trying to focus on your butt, there's gonna be some other exercises that you should get into. So that being said, there are gonna be, like I said, a lot more glute activating and glute isolating exercises that are going to help you to tear that muscle. So tearing that muscle is what's going to cause it to grow. That also is going to come from recovery and rest days. So I know people feel like they should do leg exercises 7 days a week. I honestly wouldn't recommend it. I would say like a minimum of 2 days a week, and then a max of maybe like 4 or 5, depending on what it is that you're doing, because you don't want to overdo it, because overdoing it is going to do more harm to your body than not exercising at all. So that's what's going to be the main cause of your body and your glutes not growing at all. So you definitely want to make sure that you're giving yourself those rest days, because that's actually when your muscles grow and they form, is when you're resting and when you're not doing anything at all. Just make sure you know your limits and that you are going as hard as you can, but you're not trying to put yourself in danger, if that makes sense. I would recommend when you're doing legs that you do need some form of resistance. So without that, pretty much you're just not gonna get the results that you want. So resistance bands are really good. You can find them for like $5 on Amazon, but I know sometimes you don't have the money for that. So if you have a gym, you can use the equipment there. Or there's other, literally you can make resistance out of anything. So sometimes if I can't make it to the gym and I have a shirt, I'll tie it around something, and that's what I'll use as my resistance. Because resistance is going to be key when you are trying to grow your glutes. But something that people don't talk about, I feel like I've watched a couple of these videos, is that there are different parts of your glutes. Knowing what you feel like is your stronger suit. So like my gluteus maximus or my gluteus medius, anything like that, like, oh, I noticed that this part of my butt is bigger or rounder or better, then just make sure you're finding that weakest link, and that's what you're gonna train more often than the rest. So just make sure that you're figuring out like what do you feel like you really wanna grow, and then finding exercises that are gonna be based around that. I mean, obviously you're gonna wanna train like the whole bum, but finding out what the weakest link is so that we can strengthen that up. So with that being said, I would recommend supersetting. So supersets are when you combine multiple exercises. So say for instance you did do squats and then you go straight from that to say for instance like the leg press, or from the leg press straight to lunges, then you take your break. Going back to the recovery, I did forget to mention this, like when you it is so important to recover, because like not only is that when you are going to grow, but make sure that you are stretching after your workouts when you're at home, because it's gonna make you less sore, as well as help to prevent injuries. So there's a lot of people that just give up so fast because they're like, oh, I'm just so sore, I just didn't want to come back the next day, and little long behold, it's been 6 weeks since I've been to the gym. I worked there. I heard that so many times, and people that just don't take proper care of themselves on their recovery days. And post workout, stretching before workout is also really good too, because it's going to loosen up your muscles, but stretching after that workout is going to be so key to making sure that you can come back the next day. But also know your body. So if you are just super sore and like you feel like you can't move, it's okay to take that day off, but just make sure that you're getting back into it, because once you take days, like multiple days off, it's so much harder to come back after that. Trust me, oh my gosh, it's so hard to come back. So just make sure that you're staying consistent. Another thing is that strong glutes do not have to be rock hard. People think they're like, oh my gosh, if your butt jiggles, then it's not strong. Or things like that. Like even with my thighs, so even though my my goal for that is to have super strong quads, I like to be able to see the muscle. Something that I always say is the thighs are staying, but you can go. So if there's someone that's like trying to say like your booty jiggles or something like that, tell them the booty's staying, but you can go. Kick them to the curb. That goes for anyone. Don't let anybody try to body shame you. Sorry, I'm looking down at my notes. So another thing is that I wrote here, I feel like it's so important, is have inspiration, but be realistic. So just knowing that everybody's body is different, and then also notice that we do follow, you know, you might follow these Instagram girls. They're like, oh my god, their butt is so good, but also know that people know how to work the angles. People are getting paid to work those angles, so their butt might not even look like that in real life. Also, Facetune's a thing, so don't compare your bodies in that sense. You know, like have inspiration, but don't also belittle yourself in the process, which is why I also wrote my next point for you guys. I would recommend finding Fitspo or people with that same body structure or body type as you, because I can follow certain people who are naturally thin, or people that have completely different body types than I do, and I'm like, oh, this is what I want, and it can be completely unrealistic, because at the end of the day, like, I'm never gonna look like certain people. So like body types can be so different. So me and my sister are built completely different, and there's nothing wrong with that, but who she would find is like an inspiration of who she wants to look like, and what I would want to look like would be two completely different, because we aren't built the same, our bodies don't run the same. I'm never going to be a size 0 or a size 2, and the chances of her ever going above like a size 4 or something like that, it's just not gonna happen. So just find people who have similar body types to you, and then you can use that as your inspiration. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like having Fitspo or people that are skinnier, but also just be realistic, because you don't want to constantly be belittling yourself because you don't look like someone, and it completely is unrealistic for you to ever look like that. Also, this brings me to another point that I want to talk about. Genetics. Genetics play a very, very, very strong factor. Everyone wants to talk about why your butt's not growing and 101 ways to grow your butt and all these exercises. However, if your genetics aren't set up for it, you aren't gonna have a Coke bottle figure. You're gonna have to work so hard for that, or go to like Dr. Miami. I'm not saying that it's not impossible, but it is very difficult, and it takes a lot of determination and a lot of different factors, a lot of specific exercises and diets, like different types of, not like quick diets as far as just like your everyday lifestyle diet. Like you have to eat certain ways. Like it is very difficult to completely transform your body like that. So just be open-minded. So that's something that I really like to tell myself, is be stubborn about your goals, but flexible about how you get there, because There are some body types. I naturally have thick thighs. My body type, that's what also something that's really important, is just knowing your body type. I'll leave some quizzes down below in the description box for you guys, but just knowing what type of body type you have, because just personally how my body functions is I build muscle very, very, very fast, but I lose weight slower. So if you were to actually feel my thighs, they're very muscular, but they do have a layer of fat on top of them, so they are harder to see. So it's honestly so irritating, and I've tried all of my workouts and I've tried different eating plans. It just is how my body is. It just takes me a little bit lower to get rid of that extra layer of fat, which is very frustrating. But I also do appreciate with how fast that I do grow muscle. So I'm always going to be on the thicker side. There's just how my body is made, and that's okay. Because another point that I want to have for you guys is love yourself. Love your body how it is until it gets to where you want it to be, because loving your body is going to take you so much further than hating it will. Especially because I do want to come out with a video talking about like things that I wish I knew before I started a weight loss journey, because let me tell you, you will have so many more insecurities now than you did before you lost that weight. So just being so affirming and loving with your body right now is just gonna make a world of difference. Trust me. That's why, like I said, it's so important to follow people that have that same body structure or that same figure that you do. Also, just look at people's before and after photos if you're not really sure what their body structure kind of functions as. So if you're naturally thicker like I am, like if I can add a before picture, I'll try to add it on here. I'm not gonna get like a whole lot of inspiration from someone who has always been very skinny, and it's just kind of not easier for them, but they didn't have to like lose weight and then build muscle like sometimes the rest of us have to. It's gonna be a little bit harder for me to relate to them. So just find people, find your tribe. Honestly, I think that's just so important. I also want to talk about how sometimes people have naturally big butts. So I did have a bigger butt. I got that from my mom. The more that I did start working out, I actually started to lose it. It started getting smaller, and I was like, oh my God, like, what is happening to me? Why is life doing this to me? But the reality is, it's just the fat being replaced with muscle. So if you do have a bigger butt and you kind of want to keep it without losing all of it, I would definitely recommend doing less cardio. So the more cardio you're going to do, even though you can't spot reduce, the more cardio you do, the more weight you are going to lose. So if you're trying to keep the butt that you have, maybe just enhance it a bit, I would definitely recommend high weight with low reps. Yeah, so that's pretty much all that I have for you guys. If you have any specific questions, please leave them down in the comments, or you can message me on Instagram at FitChells with 2 S's. I'll leave it somewhere on the screen for you guys. I know that I'm obviously not like a super professional, but I have been working out for a very long time. I worked at the gym for almost 3 years, so I do pretty much know what I'm talking about. I definitely want to be that person for you guys, but like, okay, like, she's realistic. Not that other people aren't realistic, but I'm still on this weight loss journey, and I definitely want you guys to be able to partner with me on that, and we can just encourage you and motivate each other as we accomplish our goals. So make sure that you guys like, subscribe, comment down below any questions or thoughts that you guys have. I definitely want to continue making fitness related videos, as it is what I'm passionate about. But in the meantime, you guys can definitely check me out and follow my Instagram. I definitely post more workout related stuff on there, like what I'm eating for the day, or just like what I'm doing at the gym. I definitely want to try to get more workout videos up on there as well. So I hope that you guys have an amazing, amazing day, and that we talk to you guys soon. Bye.